This is The Art of Wrestling with professional wrestler Colt Cabana.
All right. How you guys doing? Come on in, sit down, relax. You're about to listen to The Art of Wrestling, a professional wrestling podcast. It's a life podcast. It's a personal journal. It's an entryway into the minds, the souls, the hearts, and lives of the people involved in the world of professional wrestling. I am your host. My name is Colt Cabana. I am a podcaster. I am an anonymous phone call taker. I am an editor. I am a marketer. Most importantly, though, I am a professional wrestler, and I am coming to you live from my studio apartment in Chicago, Illinois. Before I go any further, this is a fan-supported and listener-supported podcast supported by people just like you. We used to give it to you free of charge every single Thursday. Now we give it to you sporadically. But we will be giving you another podcast free of charge every single Tuesday. Best ways that you could support, rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes. Tell a friend, tweet it out. ColtMerch.com, DigitalColt.com, Patreon.com, and just telling a friend. Fuck, I haven't done that in so long. I'm not even sure if that was the right order. I don't think it was the right order, but I did put it out there. We are back on the podcast today. The guest is Orange Cassidy. Well, I tried to have the guest as Orange Cassidy. I wouldn't even call this episode 392. It is 391.5. I tried. And I take a lot of pride in the art of wrestling never being a parody of itself. Always having the wrestlers on to tell their real story. But I got a podcast to promote, people. Wrestling Anonymous is my new podcast. It is not coming in this feed. This feed is not going away. I still plan on doing Art of Wrestlings. When wrestling gets back to normal and I'm able to talk to people and I'm out there doing independent shows, I will be sitting down with wrestlers in locker rooms and talking about their lives. So please do not get rid of this podcast feed, but please add another podcast to your podcast feed, Wrestling Anonymous. This is the main reason for doing this very fun half an art of wrestling for you. What is Wrestling Anonymous? I'm taking voice messages from you, the wrestling fan, about your weird, wild, fun, innocent, non-innocent experiences in life that have to do with professional wrestling, and I am curating all of them. I think that is the fun part. That is what's keeping me in touch. I love a good wrestling story. I have so many wrestling stories, but you have so many wrestling stories, and I want to hear your wrestling stories, and I want to give you a place to tell your wrestling stories so other fans can hear your wrestling stories and be inspired to tell me their wrestling stories so you can hear the wrestling stories. That's how it works. 87 Cabana 34. Just call 872-222-6234 and I join you to be on the podcast. It all depends on your calls if they come in. So far, there hasn't even been one episode. It starts next Tuesday, but I've already gotten so many great calls, so many fun calls. I am loving the process of listening and editing and putting it together and putting the order in which the calls go. It's like putting a wrestling show together or putting a match together. This is the process that I love. I love doing it for so long with the art of wrestling, and now I'm so inspired once again to doing it with this new podcast called Wrestling Anonymous. That's it. That's the speech. Orange Cassidy is on the show today. You've grown to love him. I tried to get deep with him. Spoiler alert, it was not very successful, but it was a fun time. There's a highlight of the video up on my social media and YouTube. Or if you're a Patreon member, I put the whole video up on Patreon. I guess a side note for my Patreon, as Wrestling Anonymous moves forward, there will be a change to the whole Patreon structure. But I'm going to give it a month or two to settle into this new podcast, to settle into my new routine and my new rhythm. I do know these are the last 4 months, which the Collector's Art of Wrestling pins will be available. After that, the series will be done, and we will be moving on to stickers, which I'm very excited about. But if you've missed out on the pins, I'm not ordering any more, but there are still some available on ColtMerch.com from the old episodes, and there's some gems in there, including R.I.P. New Jack. Oh, I mean, I could go on a whole ramble. For those of you who listen to the podcast for years, I've told you Dean Malenko is not the best wrestler in the world. It was New Jack. Dean Malenko did not jump off balconies. New Jack did, and he's commemorated in a pin that is for sale on ColtMerch.com or through my Patreon. Well, in Art of Wrestling tradition, we do have a Song of the Week. The Song of the Week does have some sponsors, though, and we'll hear those right now. All right, Song of the Week is called From the GIFs, or GIFs. Is it GIFs, or is it GIFs? To me, it's GIFs. Either way, it's by the legendary indie hip-hop artist Mega Ran. Find him on Twitter at Mega Ran. Instagram is Mega_Ran. He streams on twitch.tv/Megaran. He's got a Patreon /Megaran. And, of course, buy his music. It's all at Megaran.com. All right, here's From the GIFs, and then we'll be back with Orange Cassidy.
This is a Mega Ran production. Let's go.
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say.
Where'd you learn the moves?
From GIFs, from GIFs, from GIFs, from GIFs, from GIFs, from GIFs, GIFs, from GIFs, from GIFs, GIFs. Absolutely not. No, absolutely. That's good. I don't know what to say. 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 From
the move. Where'd you learn the moves?
From GIFs, 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 GIFs.
The move. Where'd you learn the moves?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely.
All right, here we go. Let's get these levels. A couple checks here for me, Orange. A couple checks. Just say check. We're checking the microphones. But hold the microphone. There you go. Okay. And then...
say it. Check.
Yeah, great. And then if you can tell me what you had for breakfast this morning, get these levels right.
None.
None. You had a none.
No, I had none breakfast.
You had none breakfast. And then just a couple of words, just some sentences to go in just to see if the levels get into red or whatever.
I don't know what to say.
I don't know. Well, just say I don't know what to say like 4 times in a row.
No, absolutely not.
Okay, that's good enough. Great to have you on the podcast. Here on the podcast, usually we start out with some small chat or some small talk or anything exciting today. Here at AEW, you got into anything?
Nope.
No. All right. Anything? How was the flight? How was the flight over? Any crazy war flying stories? A lot of airplane stories sometimes we talk about.
Nope.
Travel stories. Your luggage get lost or anything?
Nope.
All right. Well, I don't know if you ever heard before, but try to get deep. Try to kind of talk about like the wonders and the worries and kind of the the hardships. I mean, you've had a very long career, a very storied career. I guess we can kind of start from the beginning. Where are you from? Parents, siblings?
I mean, yeah, I've had those.
You've had those. Ooh, so we could. A tragic story. Don't have any more?
No, I misspoke. I have those. I have those.
You have those.
I have them.
All right.
Anything else you want to know?
Yeah, please don't touch my stuff. Did you love wrestling as a kid? Who were your guys?
The Rock.
The Rock. Yeah.
From the Fast and Furious movies.
Okay, so I just don't want you to screw up the audio on this.
Sure.
Yep, no problem. So you do The Rock from the Fast and the Furious movies, and you like that encouraged you to be a wrestler?
Not really.
Okay. Well, it's where'd you train?
I don't know what that is.
I mean,
what
the move? Where'd you learn the moves?
From GIFs.
Very interesting.
On Tumblr.
You call them GIFs.
On Tumblr.
You call them GIFs.
Yes.
I'm a GIF guy.
I don't know what they're actually supposed to be called.
So you learn from Tumblr, which makes sense because you've been around a while. I mean, Tumblr's not that hot anymore. Like nowadays, kids would be learning from, I don't know, TikTok or something, right?
I mean, I miss Vine.
Yeah.
Vine. I still watch Vine compilations on YouTube.
Yeah, a lot of us do. I had one that went viral. Did you see that with Brian Cage? Put a sticker on his back.
Fresh Avocado.
I believe it's free Shavakadu.
Welcome to Chili's.
Those were good vines. Mine was hot, man. Mine was hot.
Top notch.
Top notch. Well, there it is. And so you just learn. Okay, it's a very unorthodox way of learning the art of wrestling.
That's the name of your podcast.
It is the name of the podcast. That's what we're on right now.
Way to get it in there.
I did. Yeah. And I don't know where does the big break come from, man?
The big break?
Yeah. I mean, here you were like PWI. Did you read PWI as a kid?
I don't read.
How do you retain information?
With my brain.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but I understand. Like, I'm not a big reader. Also, I like, I don't know. I like podcasts. Is kind of what I listen to become informed.
Of course you do.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you had a specific way that you like retaining information.
Movies.
Cool. Any movies you're like documentaries or?
Mostly just Fast and Furious movies. All. Including Tokyo Drift.
Is that right?
I mean, got to complete the set, you know?
Is that, would you say, so you get all your knowledge from the Fast and Furious movies?
And then YouTube videos about Fast and Furious movies. I'll watch those, and then whatever video comes up next as suggested, because
the algorithm.
I'm not changing. Like, I'm not certain it's done. So then I'll just watch that, and then I'll watch the next thing, and then maybe I'll fall asleep. Then I'll wake back up,
and it's still there's something still going, right?
Always.
Yeah. Have you listened to the director's cut?
No.
Or director's commentary?
No.
Okay. All right. But cool. That's cool. Is that a lot of your influence for professional wrestling?
Not really.
Oh. Well, who are you influenced by?
No one.
All right. Your style, you have a unique style. Everyone thinks it's kind of cool. You know, I do some stuff with my style sometimes. There's always stuff that I wear. Like I got, my jacket's painted by different artists and stuff. And it's kind of like.
Can I get people to paint on my jacket?
Sure. Ask for local artists.
Can you do that for me?
Yeah. I mean, well, this is, people hear this. They can reach out to you.
Will people hear this? How many people hear this?
I'm hoping.
Be honest.
I'm hoping.
Look me in the eyes. How many people?
He took the sunglasses. I'm letting you know he took the sunglasses off.
How many?
We're
10.
1,000 maybe? In the thousands? 10,000?
You wish.
Well, yeah, it should be good. I don't know. I mean, I have you found that? Because I've looked online and I've seen a lot of art from you, people drawing from you. Donna, who did my artwork for Wrestling Anonymous, she's drawn your likeness along with the best friends. Tell me about Trent and Chuck. You guys, is that legit? You best friends?
I mean, yeah, I guess.
Cool. Where'd you guys meet? How'd you get together?
We met in China.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
The fuck were you in China for?
Wrestling.
All right.
And then I never wrestled, though. I was there.
You're just there?
Yeah. I was the alternate. And if you look in the WWN program from the China trip that they did,
yeah,
I'm in there, but as an alternate, so I just hung out most of the time.
How'd you get booked?
I'm not sure.
Fascinating.
And then it happened.
Fascinating.
I met Biff Busick.
Yeah. Good dude.
He was there.
Good dude. He did a live podcast of mine in Boston.
Really?
Yeah.
He has devil eyes.
He told a pretty crazy story.
About?
I think Lance Storm or Steve Corino or Chris Jericho. I think about Chris Jericho, actually. One of your arch nemesises.
Oh, yeah. People forget that I wrestled him for like 3 months.
Yeah, what's it like?
Wrestling Chris Jericho?
Yeah.
It's all right.
All right. We didn't talk about the outfit.
What outfit?
Your outfit.
The one I'm currently wearing?
Yeah.
You mean jeans with a denim jacket?
Okay. You got a figure? That's exciting. Do you always want a figure?
Yeah, I mean, sure. If they're gonna do it, I'm whatever. I mean, it's not mine. I didn't make them.
Do you own one?
No.
You're not going to save them, put them on the wall, put them on a shelf or anything?
Why would I do that?
It's cool to have.
Do you do that?
I mean, I don't have an AEW figure.
Do you put figures on? Who'd you just look at?
Oh, there's a camera over there. I was hoping that Jeremy Padower, who makes these figures, would.
He's not gonna. He's not gonna listen to this.
He's not gonna listen to it. He's one of the. I was hoping he'd be one of the 10, but
you're lucky if he does. But you put figures on your wall, though, right? For sure.
Yeah, people have given me stuff over the years. I have a painting of me putting a bear and a Billy Goat's curse on the wall that a fan gave me at AIW in Cleveland. FTC made a figure of me that I have on the wall. Over the years, people have done cool stuff for me, or
Yep, me too. And I keep all of them, and they're all where I live.
Which is,
I'm not gonna tell you.
You're from
wherever, 10 people
whenever.
know where
right?
I live.
Wherever, whenever.
Yeah, because I don't care. Who cares? Does that really care? Does it really matter?
I don't know. I think it's part of your story. People want to know. People want to know you on a different level. I think that's kind of what the podcast is all about.
Well, that's a bad podcast then.
It's a bad. Well, apparently this isn't the greatest podcast. There, Orange Cassidy. It's kind of never gone like this.
What do you mean?
People usually kind of open up, and it's a little. I don't know. It's a little disheartening. I think. I thought I was a better interviewer.
When did you ever think that?
I've been doing this show for over a decade.
And this is how good you interview after a decade of doing it? I mean, you're pretty good.
No, now I'm kind of flubbed a little.
I don't know what you want me to say.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have to really ask much, and it just kind of flows. Tell us about the success in AEW, being on television, PWI magazine. You're fixated with this cover of this microphone. You can pull it off if you want to.
I know what this is. It's a microphone.
Yeah. All right.
I put the hat back on.
It's a microphone's hat.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Any plugs? Any plugs?
What is that? What are you talking about?
Do you want to promote anything?
I guess I should promote this podcast, and maybe someone will listen to it.
I know. God, it hurts my heart.
I want to promote something.
Oh, cool, nice.
At Brandon Cutler. Well, no, that's not it. Brand Cutler Twitch. Go to just Google search Brandon Cutler and Twitch.
That's what you want to promote.
Yeah, only because he's standing right there doing the camera.
When you asked me who I was looking at before, I just thought it was
Brandon.
You thought I was looking at Brand Cutler?
Yeah.
Twitch.tv/Brand Cutler.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I'm not. All right.
So you weren't looking at him?
No, I was looking at Jeremy Padower. One person. I was looking at one person to make my fucking figure. But
I mean, why do you think you need a figure?
It'd just be nice to have, wouldn't it?
That's very narcissistic of you.
This is a narcissistic business, my friend.
Well, for some people.
What is it for you?
It's a way of. It's just a thing.
All right.
That I do.
Do you have any beef with me or anything that we can clear up?
Nope.
Any wild stories?
I guess this one time.
There we go.
It was like. It was. Nah, I really don't have any stories.
All right. I appreciate you doing the show, bud.
Well, thanks. What do people say when you say that?
Thanks.
All right. Well, that for having me. Okay, I'm just gonna go.
He took the hat of the microphone. All right, Orange Cassidy is on Twitter and Instagram at Orange Cassidy. Buy his very popular t-shirts available at prowrestlingtees.com/Orange Cassidy, and check him out playing D&D with the rest of the Critical Botch crew, including myself, on Brandon Cutler's Twitch, just like you heard him promoting in the episode. Well, there you go. A half an episode of Art of Wrestling. It was fun to be back, but I did this purely to promote something that I will tell you in my plugs and
Upcoming events.
All right, of course, the biggest plug of them all, Wrestling Anonymous, wherever you get your podcasts. Go to this podcast player that you're listening to right now, type in Wrestling Anonymous, and subscribe to that on your podcast feed. The first episode comes out this Tuesday, May 25th. I look forward to hearing to all of your criticism, but mostly love. The Art of Wrestling is going nowhere. Stay subscribed. All of the past archives are ad-free at patreon.com/Colt Cabana. Go grab some merch at coltmerch.com and digitalcolt.com. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitch are all at Colt Cabana. ColtWrestling@gmail.com is my very public email. That's where you can hit me up for shows, conventions, or any business or non-business stuff, or send something to my P.O. Box, which can be found at the bottom of my website, coltcabana.com. Upcoming events? Sure, AEW is starting to go back on the road. Austin, Miami, Garland, and of course Jacksonville, all EliteWrestling.com. I'm also doing some select independent wrestling shows. ZelloProWrestling.com in Milwaukee and Rosemont, Illinois. I'm doing the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame in Waterloo, Iowa. RCW in San Antonio, Texas. And First Wrestling in Minneapolis, Minnesota, June 10th on a Thursday. ColtCabana.com for all of those upcoming shows. Intro music is by the Ukulele Teacher on YouTube. Outro music by Superfund, Yeah, Rocket Ship. Podcast cover art and design is by Jimmy Lee. The photos by James Musselwhite. Thank you to our sponsors, OneHourTees.com. They help run ProWrestlingTees.com. That's where you can buy all my shirts, ProWrestlingTees.com/ColtCabana. And my Patreons over at the $10 tier. This might be the last time you get the big old shout out, but here you go. A huge thank you to David Garza, David Wolkers, Chucky Thompson, Christina Game, John Francisco, Zach Stedman, Lee Baker, Ingmar, Liz Jackman, Logan, Hold the Line Harry, Joey Carr, Jocelyn, Maureen the Free Pile Picker, Sammy, Aaron Wood, Molly J, Stacy, Kimmy B, Jeremy Kost, Adam Hozempa, Caleb Nickel, Tristan, Josh Coburn, Tab Tawny, Ismail, Jesse Kohlenberg, Mary Kate, James Anderson, Matt Marby, Sammy Wise, Michael Mrozinski, Fred Sather, Nash, Gut Pocket, Vicken, Tony Kokorikis, Nick Jets, Dean Weems, David Mart, Joe Sandy, Jimmy James, Johnny Wright, Tom Lanza, David Scott, Jeff Kems, Tommy Trench, Johnny Font, Cody Cliff, Nikki Nels, Juan McGinnis, Chris Miggs, Ashley Milo, Nigel Vincent, Adam Farrer, Tommy Quinn, Bobby Satt, Sammy Drift, Juan, The Ska Man, Eddie T, Justin Erie, Rudy, Caleb Sutherland, Maria, Aaron Scarps, Vic the Postman Miller, Christine Baylor, Morag, and Scott Brody. Always appreciate your support. Thank you, everyone who has been on the Patreon. Check out the Patreon. When we start moving into more shows, I'm going to be doing bonus episodes and changing the Patreon structure. Stick with me. Keep with me. It's all appreciated. I will see you over at Wrestling Anonymous this Tuesday. But for now, this has been The Art of Wrestling. For Colt Cabana, I'm Colt Cabana. Thanks. I'll tell you, this is the fucking worst. This is the third time this has been interrupted.
That's my tag partner and former roommate, Chuck Taylor. Nope. This is how your podcast usually goes.